Hey guys, it's Krishanti with Krishanti.com, talking all about psychic development and spiritual and personal growth. So if you like this topic, please hit the like button and subscribe because I do a new video every week. And I was thinking about what to talk about in this video, and I have some topics and things that I want to cover. But what just came to me as I was preparing and everything was, why not just talk about what's really happening with my work right now, my spiritual work, because it's pretty incredible. And I've shared it with a few of my friends, but I'd love to just talk about it. And basically, I have been channeling for over a year now. And when I do my channeling, I just write it, like I type it out on my computer. I was very experimental with all of this. I didn't introduce it to my clients as a thing we could do. I was just trying it out for myself. And it was pretty awesome. What's been happening in the past few weeks, though, is amazing. It's incredible. I'm learning more and more about myself. I feel like I'm always on the path of self-discovery and of healing and learning and peeling back layers and all of that stuff. So at times when I sit down and do this, we talk about all that. But then at times, my main guide who works with me, basically I go to an elevated place. It's another realm, and I learned when I was learning how to do remote viewing, I discovered that I have the ability to bilocate, which is being in two places at once. Now, your consciousness is more vast and expansive than you can even imagine, and your spirit is always cycling in and out of your body. Some of us, our spirits are like way farther out than in, those of us who are spacey and stuff. But I'm trying to set that up to let you know that it's not that out there of a concept, that you could be right here and then your consciousness can be somewhere else. But I'm able to do that pretty easily. And what I realized is I'm kind of bilocating, like I'm here, but I'm also somewhere else in this other realm. They're on the fourth. And what some people do when they channel is they sit down and they bring the being into their bodies, and then they start like talking like the person. And in some cases, like with Jane Roberts and Seth, she would start to look like him, like he kind of took over. And that was really hard on her body. She ended up, she wasn't very physically healthy, and it was hard. So I'm like, I don't want any kind of anybody getting in my body, and like, no. So I'm like, well, let me just do and be up here, and I'll talk to you over there, okay? And that's what ended up happening. But the cool thing that I wanted to share with you is my guide who I talked to has been bringing other masters forward to talk to me. And so what happens is I'm asking my little petty questions and getting input on my life and stuff. And then he'll say, like, I have someone here to speak to you. Then someone will come forward. This is clairaudience, by the way, and I feel it's coming through this channel over here. And I'll start writing what they say, and the vibration is different. It's slower, or faster or lighter. But it started a little while ago. He brought in someone who was talking to me about health, and he said, "My name is Saint Anthony," and I was like writing it down and listening to everything he said, which was very interesting. And then I go and Google Saint Anthony because I don't know, like my mom was Catholic, but she wasn't practicing, and I have no idea. I Googled Saint Anthony. Saint Anthony, it really is a thing, and he's the saint that the Catholics pray to for miracles related to health. And everything that he said like made sense. It was all this health information, and then it matched up with who he was on earth. So that blew my mind, and I don't think I'm getting to you like the level of depth of how incredible that was, because at the time when I heard him and was talking to him, and then I went and Googled it, I actually started crying because it was so incredible. unbelievable. And some of these things that are so sacred, I kind of have a fear about sharing it on YouTube because it's a big platform and some people are very disrespectful, and it is so special that I want to keep it that way. But I'm taking a risk and just talking about it here. So that was incredible. Another person or guide energy that he brought forward was, and this is just an example. There have been others. There have been angelic presences, which I'll get to in a minute about another recent one, but there have been others, like Archangel Camiel came with a pink light and helped heal my heart, which needs a lot of healing. But she came forward, this other presence, and she's talking about how she actually heals the heart too. And she said, I pull the weeds out of your heart, and she pulls out the thistles and then keeps the soil fresh so that new seeds planted there can grow. And she said she works with children, and she's there when children are afraid and have no one to turn to. She's often an imaginary friend to children. You think it's imaginary, but it's not, and she's a healing presence and a light. And she said, I'm very, very innocent, and I'm very loving, but do not let that mislead you into thinking that I am not powerful, for I am more powerful than you could possibly imagine. And she said her name was Matilda. And I heard Matilda a few times, and then she told me she's a part of a presence. She's not like just being one person, that she's a part of a collective of healers and a collective force of energy that helps. And then I go and Google Matilda, and wouldn't you know, there is a Saint Matilda, who the Catholics, I know it's all these Catholic saints, but who the Catholics pray to for children who are sick, for children who have died. She's the one for kids. And she even said, before I Googled it, because I'm like, oh gosh, I'm going to Google this and I'm going to start crying again, I'm going to break the connection. But she's even said before I Googled it that I wouldn't find a lot about her, that there was more about her that wasn't documented. So it was very fascinating. In the life she actually had, this Saint Matilda, she was very devoted to charities and insisted on spreading her wealth and giving it to others. So those are two huge examples. There are others I'm not going to talk about, but the one that was very interesting that was just the other day was Archangel Metatron. I love angels and I love archangels, and they're so easy to connect with. And angels are here. They are here for everybody. All you have to do is just think on them, pray to them, call on them, and they will come. So I had gone through an energy kind of crisis a few years ago with a client that had a bad energy and stuff. And I counted, actually, I went to like 14, it was between 14 and 17 different healers. Luckily, I know a lot of healers, so most of them were all friends. One was a friend of a friend who, her name is Michelle Schultz, and she's wonderful. She's a mom, and she and her healing guides and angels healed her of cancer. And she does a Metatron healing. And so she did this healing, and instantly, it just dramatically improved my condition. It's extremely powerful. And someone else pioneered this whole thing, this Metatron healing, but Michelle really helped me with this. And so this presence made itself known to me through my guide, and it was very different. It wasn't like talking like the other ones. It was almost as if this knowledge and information came to me, and it was Metatron. It was a presence, blue, beautiful blue, but basically the idea that it was conveying to me was that Metatron is not a person or like a being, or like you think of an angel and it's like, oh, you know, I see you, this one angel, this one being that kind of looks like a person with wings. Metatron is a place. It is so big that you can get in there, you can get lost in there, you can be in it. And I find that very fascinating. And it was like a very, very, like a higher intelligence, also more of a collective sense of energy. And it's interesting because a very nice healing tool is to focus on and meditate on Metatron's cube, which is a sacred geometry thing. And if you really look at it and you start to see it, it does become like it. You look at it as like a thing that's drawn, a flat thing. It actually really does become like multi-dimensional, like this other place. So I thought that was fascinating, and more information came through, but it's over here on my laptop and I'd have to like find it and all that to read it to you. But those are just some of the things that have been happening. In the realm of these ascended masters, there are a great many light beings and saints, clearly. And others. I mean, there's another one that I don't even want to talk about. Like I can't right now on video. It's like, but it was just mind boggling. Like, oh, I can't even. And that's one of the things that my guide and they have been teaching me. As much as I am dedicated to the healing arts and I've learned how to be super clairvoyant, working at being clairaudient, like channeling healing energy, people, like all of that stuff, I still have like blocks and limitations. So like they'll bring someone to me and I'm very skeptical. I'm like extremely skeptical. Despite the fact that it's, you know, I have my feet in this whole other world thing. And so here they are bringing me these people who are saying names that I'm like Googling and all this information, and like I'm like mind blown, like again and again and again. I still have these limitations that I think come with being human, or maybe it's just a part of my path to work past this, you know, and to own it and to trust it. It's very interesting. It's a very beautiful journey. And so just wanted to share some of it with you. And I thank you for honoring this space, for being open-minded, for letting me talk about this without censoring me or being judgmental or critical. As a person really in this field who trains others to do the same, I think the greatest gift that we can give each other in our elevation, in our evolution, in healing and growing, is to be open-minded and to just listen to what people have to say. So anyway, thank you for that. And if there are things that you would like me to explore or to look into or talk about, I'm all ears, so just put it in the comments below or email me at ask@krishanti.com. I guess that's it for now. I feel like I've been talking. But thank you again, and I will see you next time. Bye.